Right, welcome to this review for the new White Scars Codex supplement. Games Workshop very kindly have sent me a copy along ahead of time. It's arrived a little bit late, so there's been a few days delay, but the review, I've got a chance now to finally do this review. So it's going to be like a Tactica review, so I'll cover it from the angle of if I was going to collect the White Scars chapter, keeping a lookout for which units seem to work well and stratagems and so on. We'll see what this book has to offer. I've already reviewed the Ultramarines supplement. Fantastic publication, brilliant. Just a really good production with all the fluff and your painting references there, your organisation, and then all the rules and stratagems and so on. All really good. It's a very exciting time for those who love Space Marines and the different chapters as well. So for the main chapters, it looks like you're going to get these supplements here, which is great news for sure. So White Scars then. Check out gamingfigures.com. That's where I usually get my discount 40k from. They do 40k and other gaming systems all at a discounted rate, and so you can get a hold of your Games Workshop stuff from them. So White Scars, I'm not really drawn to these. What puts me off, well, I'd imagine they're quite difficult to paint, but there's some pretty good techniques out there now for painting white. You know, the new washes and things that you can use. It's quite possible. If I was to paint them, it would be quite a weathered look. I don't like the factory clean sort of look, factory fresh, especially for white. It's quite obviously a stark colour. So you see white here, but it's toned down, and so that's the kind of thing that I'd go for. But a very striking colour scheme for the White Scars. They certainly stand out on the battlefield for sure. So obviously the theme with them is, well, you've got Sons of the Great Khan, so it's reference then to sort of the Mongol Empire and their hordes that swept across Europe. So sort of a mobile cavalry based or biker sort of based chapter is the theme, I think, for these. So it's your introduction. There they are, all Primaris models painted up. Primaris models do look nice. These Reavers look good here, painted up in the white colour scheme. There's the bikers, assault troops and so on. It's more of an aggressive style that the White Scars have here. The Star Hunt. The great thing about these supplements, you get all the background information, a lot more depth than usual. Chapter organisation here. First company, second company, third, fourth. It's fantastic they're able to go a bit more in depth into each of these. The fifth company, again there's the white's colour scheme here, but all sort of toned down, all sort of grubby, you know, blood splatters, mud, dust and so on. That's the kind of thing I'd use, and you know, white's a great colour to show off those kind of techniques. Imagine the vehicles would look really good actually, all weathered up, battle damaged and so on. 7th company, 8th, 9th, 10th. You got chapter command, the Armory. Wow, I've not seen this picture before. Primarch of the White Scars. Jagtai. Not sure how to pronounce that one. There he is. Yeah, I'd say definitely a Mongol sort of theme going here, for sure. Disappearance of the Kagan. Yeah, I've not seen this kind of artwork here. Wow. Another one. See, it opens up these supplements are fantastic. You know, artwork that would never usually make it into the big codex. And only a couple of pages would be spent, well, a page spent on White Scars, but now Games Workshop can really do them justice. So I do think very highly of these supplements here. The third War for Armageddon. The Maelstrom's Depths. Victories of the Khans. Khosrow Khan. That's the new model. Nice. Primaris Librarian. Brotherhoods of Gogoris. There they are, painted up in white. Yeah, with the upgrade pack by the looks of it, with the shaved head and the ponytail top knot type thing coming out there. Yeah, very nice. Yeah, again, the Reavers look very nicely painted up for that colour scheme. It's regular Marines. A bit stark here, you see, it's very stark looking. So I would tone them down. Vanguard look nicely painted up. They're carrying these blades here, scimitar type blades as well. The bikers. Nice, the flyers look nice. This is Storm Terran painted up in the white. Very nice. Interesting is the other chapters. Successor chapters there. Yeah, the Infiltrator, the Storm Reapers, looks pretty good. Not much more black and not much red, but actually look quite nice. Again, weathered up, they look pretty good. The Spear Strikes, just give you an idea of the layout of an army here. And it's all Primaris. No, it's regular Space Marine bikers here being used until Primaris get their own equivalent, if they do. I'm wondering, I'm just thinking, I don't know, I mean I could be completely wrong, whether Primaris will get something, for bikers, something similar to what the Custodes have. Maybe, just thinking, maybe there might be something like sort of a bike with wheels. It's going to be a, if the hovering theme continues, it might be a Custodes style bike for them. So the rules then. Lords of Kogoris. Just you two, Khan on bike and Kusaru Khan. 100 points for Khan and then 105 points for Kusaru Khan here. So power level 6 for Kusaru Khan. It's movement 6, weapon skill, ballistic skill 2+, strength and toughness 4, 6 wounds, 5 attacks, leadership 9, and 3 up save. They're affected by Angels of Death, so an extra attack on the charge. Nice, a potential 6 attacks there. The bolt pistol, and then the Moonfang, +2 strength, so fights at strength 6, AP -3, D3 damage. Resolve an attack made by this weapon against a character. You can reroll the wound roll, and you can reroll the damage roll. Frag and crack grenades. For the Khan, add 1 to wound rolls for attacks made by melee weapons by models in friendly White Scars units that made a charge move or performed a direct intervention this turn whilst within 6 inches of this model. So nice bonus. 4 up in 1 save him. Rights of Battle, which is reroll hit rolls, 1 for White Scars units within 6. And then Anzuk. That's pronounced right. When this model is chosen to shoot in your shooting phase, you can select one enemy unit that is not a vehicle and is within 12 of this model. Roll 1d6 and a 4+. It suffers a mortal wound. Okay. Oh, that's the eagle flying around causing trouble, I think. So it's okay, not the strongest of characters, but cheap enough and not too bad. Khan on the bike then. Movement 14. Same stat line, just same number of wounds. Toughness 5 though. Drops an attack though, down to 4 attacks. Leadership 9 and a 3 up save. And it's Khan's Spear, which is strength user, strength 4, AP -3, D3 damage. And when resolving an attack made with this weapon in a turn in which the bearer made a charge move, performed direct intervention, this weapon has a strength characteristic of ×2, so strength 8 on the charge. Frag and crack grenades. Rights of Battle, 4+ in 1 save. Buckle up. When resolving an attack made with a melee weapon against this model, add 1 to the saving throw for in 1 saves. Add 1 to the saving throw, in 1 saves are not affected. Okay, so he's got a 2 up save. And then turbo boost when you advance, it's +6 to the move instead of making a roll. Again, not bad. For the points, not too bad at all. There they are fighting away against the Chaos Demons. Lightning Assault. So abilities then, if your army is battle forged, in addition to the detachment abilities gained from Codex Space Marines, units in your army with the Combat Doctrines ability, see Codex Space Marines, gain the Devastating Charge ability, so long as, with the exception of unaligned units, every unit in your army is White Scars. So you get all the usual bonuses, +1 attack on the charge, your Combat Doctrines and so on, and they should know no fear. And then Devastating Charge, whilst the Assault Doctrine is active, so this is where they specialise. When resolving an attack made by a melee weapon by model with this ability in a unit that has made a charge move or performed a heroic intervention, add 1 to the damage characteristic of that weapon for that attack. Okay, nice twist that. +1 to the damage. It could be anything, you know, chain swords, power swords, all damage 2. Not bad. Yeah, pretty good actually. So Devastating Charge, high damage charge from them. So yeah, good incentive to get stuck in when the Assault Doctrine comes into play. So turn 3 onwards, unless you can use a stratagem to switch it quickly to something else. It's talking about your successor chapters there, just matching everything up with your keywords. Yeah. So Warlord traits then. Now, for the White Scars here. Number 1, Deadly Hunter. After this Warlord, let's just make sure. Khosrow Khan, then Trophy Taker is his, which is not the third one. After this Warlord finishes a charge move, you can select one enemy unit within an inch of it and roll a d6. On a 2+, takes a mortal wound. Okay, so quite tame. Kogorian Storm. If this Warlord makes a charge move or performs a heroic intervention, add d3 to your attacks characteristic until the end of the turn. Yeah, great. So it's d3 plus 1 if Angels of Death as well, so that would be pretty good. It's a lot of attacks. Trophy Taker. When this Warlord destroys, so that's worth taking. You know, you'd configure your own leader, say on a captain on a bike, give him a decent relic of some kind, and then boost him up with this Kogorian Storm, and then on the charge, adding 1 to your damage, you could create a pretty nasty character actually. Trophy Taker then. When this Warlord destroys an enemy character model, add 1 to their attacks characteristic until the end of the battle, +1 attack. Now, that Kogorian Storm is the good one then. Master Rider, biker only. If you're randomly generating your Warlord's Warlord trait and your Warlord is not a biker, reroll the result until a different Warlord trait is generated. When a charge roll is made for this Warlord, you can reroll the dice. Resolve an attack against this Warlord to subtract 1 from the hit roll if this Warlord advanced your previous movement phase. Okay, that's not bad. Then Hunter's Instincts. When resolve an attack made by this Warlord against an enemy monster or vehicle, add 1 to the hit roll and wound roll. Okay. And Master of Snares. When an enemy unit within an inch of this Warlord is chosen to fall back, you can roll 1 dice on a 4+ unit cannot fall back this turn. Like a bit like a Drukhari, one of the Drukhari abilities that the witches have to lock units in combat. Something similar there with Master of Snares. Yeah, I'd boost the attacks. If you get a good combo going, some deadly combat weapons, that Kogorian Storm, I reckon, is a good one. So then you got your relics and your special issue war gear here. So Mantle of the Storm Seer. I want to look out here for a decent weapon. There's not many. Yeah. Okay. Hopefully there's something good. Mantle of the Storm Seer. Psycho model only. When a psychic test is taken for a model of this relic, attempting to manifest a psychic power from the Storm Speaking discipline. Interesting. Add 1 to the total. The Hunter's Eye. At the start of your shooting phase, you can select one friendly White Scars unit within 6 of a model in your army with this relic until the end of the phase, and resolve an attack made with a ranged weapon by model in this unit. The target does not receive the benefit of cover to its saving throw. Okay, it's not bad. Banner of the Eagle, ancient model only. Add 1 to the strength characteristic of models in friendly White Scars units whilst within 6 of this model from your army with this relic. So it's okay. +1 strength, it's not bad. Wrath of the Heavens, biker model only. Model of this relic has a move characteristic of 16. In the movement phase, that model can then move over other models and terrain features if they were not there. Cool, nice. And the Scimitar of the Great Khan, here we go. It replaces the Power Sword, Mastercrafted Power Sword or Relic Blade only. It is +1 strength, so strength 5, AP -3, 2 damage. On the charge, it could be 3 damage, and you could be chucking out a lot of attacks. Resolve an attack made by this weapon, unmodified wound roll of 6, has a damage characteristic of 4 for this for that attack. Yeah, that's decent enough. That's a pretty good weapon to take, that one. And it's cheap because you just pay the points for a standard power sword, 4 points, and then take this relic, and all of a sudden you got something that's pretty nasty. Yep. So that could be the way to go. Cheap, nasty enough HQ. Plume of the Plains Runner. When an advance roll or charge roll is made for any White Scars infantry units within 6 of the model of your army with this relic, add 1 to the result. +1 to charge roll. Seems to be a current theme here. Games Workshop trying to improve the chances of getting into close combat on the charge. We've seen this kind of rule being used multiple times so far. The Ultramarines have it in their supplement. There's a few bits in the new Codex where it can be used. So it's interesting how Games Workshop seem to be addressing that here. Glaive of Vengeance, another weapon option. Model equipped with a Khan's Spear only. This relic replaces Khan's Spear and has the following profile. ×2 strength, AP minus 3 and D3 damage. That's it. So you got your special issue war gear. Adamantium Mental. Alright, some of these are repeats here from the ones that are available for the Ultramarines as well. When a model of this relic loses a wound, 5+ ignore it. The Artificer Armour 2 up save, 5 up invuln save. Mastercrafted weapon. There's +1 to the damage characteristic of that weapon. That weapon is considered to be a chapter relic. Digital weapons, covered that in the previous as well. It's just ability to cause a mortal wound. The Equus pattern bolt pistol, that's already been covered as well. Range 12, pistol 5, strength 4, -1 on damage. Head Taker's Trophies, subtract 1 for the leadership characteristic of enemy units whilst within 6 inches of a model from your army with this relic. It's not that scary. Stormroth bolts, we've covered that also, I believe. When you give this model this relic, select 1 bolt weapon. This, when the bearer shoots that weapon, you can choose to fire a Stormroth bolt. If you do, you can only make 1 attack with this weapon. Strength 7, arm penetration -1. If the target of that attack is a monster, the weapon has a damage characteristic of D6 for that attack. And then Cyber Eagle Helm. When resolving an Overwatch attack made by a model in a friendly chapter unit within 6 of a model from your army of this relic, a hit roll 5+, or 5 or 6 scores a hit. Okay, so I'd take the Scimitar. I reckon it's pretty good. It's about one of the best ones there. Okay, and then stratagems, great fun. You can really theme your army, and you get some nice stratagems that specifically are themed here for the White Scars, which is great. So, Born in the Saddle, 1 command point, and Games Workshop producing some nice cards to go with these as well, nicely themed. It's all good. Use the stratagem when a White Scars biker unit from your army advances. The unit can still shoot this turn. Fantastic, great, good start. Butchered Quarry. 1 command point, use a stratagem when an enemy unit falls back within an inch of a White Scars infantry or White Scars biker unit from your army before it moves. Select one of those White Scars units that is not within an inch of any other enemy units. Each model in the selected unit can make 1 attack with a melee weapon against that enemy unit, as if they were within an inch of it. After these attacks are made, if the enemy unit is not destroyed, it can then make its fallback move. After it's moved, each model in the selected unit can move up to 3 inches, as long as they end up move close to the enemy unit and not within an inch of any other enemy units. So that's a clever one, that one. So when you fall back, cool. Yeah, so again, the Mongol theme, this whole sort of harassing cavalry swirling around, and feint attacks in and out and so on. This is kind of reflecting that. So some nicely themed stratagems, good for bikers here. Good. 2 command points for Wind Swift. Use this stratagem in your movement phase after a White Scars unit from your army moves. The unit can move a second time this phase, but it can only advance as part of that move if it has not already advanced that phase. That unit cannot shoot, make a charge, or attempt to manifest Psychopathic turn, but you get to move twice. God, like a massive turbo boost up the table. Wow. Swift, I'd say. God, very, very fast now. Ride hard, ride fast. These are all themed here towards bikers at the moment. Use this stratagem, 1 command point. After a White Scars unit from your army advances to the start of your next movement phase, resolve an attack made by a ranged weapon against that unit, subtract 1 from the hit roll. Nice, a bit of protection for them as they move around as well. Lightning Debarkation. 1 command point, use this stratagem in the movement phase after a White Scars transport unit from your army that does not have the flyer battlefield roll moves. White Scars units embarked aboard that unit can immediately disembark, but any that do so cannot make a charge with this turn. But it gives you the ability to a bit of tactical flexibility with that. Khan's Champion. That's going to let you take special issue Wargear relics and so on. Yeah. Hunter's Fusillade, 1 command point. Use this stratagem when a White Scars unit from your army advances to the end of the turn. Heavy weapons and rapid fire weapons in that model's unit equipped with are treated as assault weapons. E.g. rapid fire 2 is treated as assault 2. Okay. Heavy weapons. Nice. Yeah, all these are all very, very helpful. If you're going to play to the theme of White Scars, these stratagems help you do that and cover up some of the minuses and so on that would have affected you. So this is pretty good. Gregorian Thunderbolts, 1 command point. Use a stratagem on a White Scars bike unit from your army finishes a charge move. Each model in that unit, you could select one enemy unit within an inch of that model and roll a d6. For each 6, it's a mortal wound. Quarry of the Khan, 1 command point. Use a stratagem the first time you generate tactical objectives. Alright, it lets you swap them over, I think, change them out for others. You generate tactical objectives in the battle for a White Scars warlord from your army. In the battlefield, the first tactical objective you generate is 61 Kingslayer. If you're using the deck of cards to generate tactical objectives, search for it to find the appropriate card before shuffling the remaining cards. You're going to use a stratagem if the mission you're playing uses tactical objectives. Ah, wow, you just draw that card out. Nice. Very good stratagems here. Nicely themed. A mighty trophy, 1 command point. Use a stratagem when the enemy warlord is destroyed as a result of an attack made with a melee weapon by a White Scars model from your army. At the end of the battle, a morale test is taken. For any White Scars units, do not roll the dice, it's auto pass. So, previously, Games Workshop released like a Codex for Space Marines, and then really just chose your chapter and painted them the appropriate colours. But now, you're able to collect Space Marines and go for vastly different themed armies, not just by colour scheme and play style, but with rules here. Very unique rules also. So it's a big reward for choosing the theme of your army and your chapter and so on, and then the play style you're encouraged to match the actual style of the chapter itself. So excellent. Fierce Rivalries, 1 command point. Use a stratagem at the start of your charge phase. The first time you make a charge roll for a White Scars unit from your army that phase, roll 3d6 instead of 2d6 and discard one of the results. That's very helpful. We're all very cheap here. These stratagems: Strike for the Heart, 2 command points. Use a stratagem before a White Scars unit from your army consolidates. The unit consolidates d3 plus 3 instead of 3 this phase, or d6 plus 6 if every model in that unit has a move characteristic of at least 10. Nice and quick. Fainting Withdrawal. Use a stratagem when a White Scars unit from your army falls back. The unit can still shoot this turn. Absolutely superb. These are really good. Tempered by Wisdom. Use the stratagem after nominating a White Scars character model that is not a named character to be your warlord. You can generate an additional warlord trait for them. That's similar to what the Ultramarines have. The Eternal Hunt, 2 command points. Use this stratagem at the start of your movement phase. If the Assault Doctrine is active, to start the next battle round, resolve an attack made by a pistol or melee weapon by a White Scars model from your army. An unmodified wound roll of 6, and the arm penetration characteristic of that weapon is improved by an additional 1 for the attack. You can only use a stratagem once per battle. And then Encirclement, 1 command point. Use a stratagem during deployment, but before setting up a White Scars unit from your army, you can set that unit up to outflank instead of setting up on the battlefield. Right, this is cool. If you do, at the end of one of your movement phases, you can set up the unit wholly within 6 inches of battlefield edge, more than 9 inches away from enemy models. So similar to what the Space Wars have, but you're able to outflank the opponent, which is again matches the theme. And then Gift of the Khans. 1 command point. Use a strategy after nominating a model drawn from White Scars successor chapter to be a warlord. You can give one relic of Kogoris. That's letting you give relics out and so on to your successor chapters and so on. Cool. Okay, so a unique psychic discipline here. Storm Speaking discipline for the White Scars. We'll see if any of these are any good. So Blasting Gale here. It's a warp charge value of 7. If manifested, select one enemy unit of an 18 of and visible to the Psyker until the start of your next psychic phase. That unit cannot advance. When a charge roll is made for it, roll 1 fewer d6 to a minimum of 1d6. Typically this will mean a 1d6 is rolled instead of 2d6. Yep. Fine. Great. Powerful. Yep. Decent. Lightning Call has a warp charge value of 7. If manifested, the closest enemy unit of an 18, the Psyker suffers d3 mortal wounds, like Smite. If the unit is not destroyed, roll 1d6. On a 4+, the unit suffers 1 mortal wound. Then if the unit is still not destroyed, roll 1d6 and a 5+, it's another mortal wound. And if the unit is still not destroyed, it's a d6 and a 6 causes a mortal wound. So it's a bit of a buffed up smite there for the risk of trying to roll a 7 instead of a 5. So that's okay. Ride the Winds. Warp charge value of 6. If manifested, select one for any White Scars unit within 12 of the cycle until the start of your next cycle phase. When an advance roll or charge roll is made for that unit, add 2 to the result. Again, another one of these helpful bonuses to try and improve charge distance. Could see this being repeated through the new codexes that come out for all the factions. Bonuses for trying to make charges. It's powerful. It's going to become crucial during games here. Storm Reaved. So warp charge value of 6. If manifested, select one friendly White Scars unit within 12 of the cycle until the start of your next cycle phase. Enemy units cannot fire Overwatch that unit, and after that unit finishes a charge move, for each model in that unit you can select one enemy unit within an inch of that model. Roll dice. On 6, it's a mortal wound. That's a good one. Cool. These are all very, very helpful, especially if you're gonna. If you're going to play to the theme that the chapter's meant to run by, then you're going to get rewarded for it here. These powers are all geared to help when you do that. And so, you know, someone collects Space Marines and they collect previously they collect Ultramarines and they use the Ultramarines as fine, a couple of characters in there. But other than that, if they went and collected White Scars, there's not too much difference. But now, as I said earlier, the styles are getting more and more distinct, which is excellent. Spirits of Kogoris is a warp charge value of 6. If manifested, select one enemy unit within 18, invisible to the cycle until the start of the next turn. Subtract 1 for the leadership characteristic of models in that unit. And resolve an attack by a model in that unit, subtract 1 from the hit roll. It's okay. You could stack it up with other abilities that cause trouble for that. For units, but that one's alright. And then Eye of the Storm, warp charge value of 6. If manifested, roll 1d6 for each enemy unit within 12. Add 1 to result. If it can fly, a 4+, it's a mortal wound. Not bad, but there are some good ones in there for sure. We'll cover the tactical objectives. There's 6 of them unique to the White Scars. So, rapid deployment. When this tactical objective is generated, select one objective marker is not within 18 inches of any models from your army. If you cannot select the objective marker that is furthest from your models from your army, score 1 victory point if you control the objective marker at the end of your turn. So it's an incentive to push ahead and take control of an objective. Run them down. Score 1 victory point if at least one enemy model was destroyed as a result of an attack made by a White Scars model from your army that advanced this turn. It's an easy one to pick up. Mounted Assault, 1 victory point if at least one enemy unit was destroyed as a result of an attack made by a friendly White Scars biker. White Scars land speeder model from your army this turn. Score D3 victory points instead of at least 3 enemy units were destroyed. So again, encourage them to theme your army with the swifter units like land speeders and bikers. Feigned Retreat, score 1 victory point if at least one White Scars unit from your army fell back this turn. And the Clean Kill. When this tactical objective is generated, select one enemy unit on the battlefield. If possible, this must be a unit that has not suffered any wounds. Score D3 victory points if that unit is destroyed as a result of an attack made by a White Scars model from your army. If this tactical objective is not scored this turn, discard it. And claim their heads. Score 1 victory point for each enemy character model destroyed as a result of an attack made by a White Scars model from your army this turn, to maximum 3 victory points. Score an additional D3 victory points if such an attack also destroyed the Warlord this turn. Great. And that's it. And there's your random name generator there as well. Cool. We've given you 66 there. Nice. So that's the review then for the White Scars. A great theme running with these. Massive rewards if you try and theme your army how they should be themed for the White Scars here. Some very useful stratagems. I won't say they're utterly devastating, the stratagems in here, but they're helpful if you're going to go for the play style of the White Scars, you definitely get help with that, and some pretty good psychic powers available for these as well. So I think White Scars players are going to be over the moon with this. Very, very happy. I think this is a decent Codex supplement for sure. So if you're watching this, you're thinking, what should I do? You collected Space Marines, you like White Scars, you do need to get this really to get the best out of them, and obviously your regular Space Marine Codex as well. That's the review. Check out gamingfigures.com. They do 40k at a discounted rate, and thanks again to Games Workshop for sending these publications through the post for me to review. But keep a lookout for more reviews in the future. Thanks for watching, and tune in next time.